decades, India's nuclear deterrent was defined by what could not be seen. Warheads stored apart from missiles, capability held in reserve, never on display. But a quiet shift now underway at sea may be changing that grammar entirely. This is the story of how India may be moving from hidden deterrence to what can be called managed visibility, and why the ocean is the space where that shift is happening first. India's nuclear posture has long been read through the lens of restraint. Warheads kept separate from delivery systems in peacetime. No declaratory spectacle. Credibility built on the promise that retaliation could be assembled if required, not on visible readiness. The Stockholm International Peace Research Institute's 2026 Yearbook estimates India's arsenal has grown to around 190 warheads. But the more consequential finding isn't the number, it's the claim that some of these warheads may now be operationally deployed rather than simply stockpiled aboard a single ballistic missile submarine during occasional patrols. The sea works differently from land. A ballistic missile submarine is most effective precisely when it cannot be seen. Yet its entire strategic value depends on an adversary believing it is present, armed, and connected to a functioning chain of command. Invisibility and signaling coexist in the same vessel. That's the essence of managed visibility. Not full transparency, which would make a force more targetable and politically provocative. Not full secrecy, which can weaken deterrent signaling if adversaries doubt readiness. Instead, a calibrated middle ground. Enough disclosure, commissioning milestones, patrol existence, to establish credibility, while the most sensitive details, patrol patterns, warhead status, command procedures, stay hidden. SIPRI's estimate is modest in scale. Around 12 of India's warheads assessed as deployed, likely aboard one submarine. But the conceptual shift is larger than the number suggests. It marks a move from capability held in reserve to capability held in readiness. This shift also has a regional logic. India has increasingly emphasized longer range systems capable of reaching targets across China, even as deterrence against Pakistan remains central. A sea-based force offsets vulnerability on land and gives New Delhi a more survivable retaliatory option against more than one adversary at once. A credible submarine-based deterrent needs more than submarines and missiles. It requires secure communications, warhead custody protocols, patrol cycles, crew training, and political oversight, all functioning under conditions of extreme secrecy. This is what can be called maritime nuclear governance, the institutional architecture that makes deterrence stable rather than merely symbolic. Submarines complicate the traditional model of centralized custody. Once a vessel is deployed, some authority is, in practice, already delegated, even without formal political declaration. Civilian control doesn't weaken. It has to be translated into more elaborate procedures to function at sea. Ambiguity in moderation is one of the sea-based deterrence strengths. But if adversaries cannot distinguish routine patrols from crisis signaling, the risk of misperception grows. Managed visibility only works if the management itself is credible. The Indian Ocean is no longer just a backdrop to India's nuclear strategy. It is becoming the space where that strategy is being redefined. It allows New Delhi to preserve a rhetoric of restraint while adopting a more credible retaliatory posture. Readiness without spectacle, deployment without declaration. This is not a doctrinal revolution. It's a threshold. A small, quiet shift in basing and readiness that may say more about the future of Indian deterrence than any declaration could. The real question ahead isn't how many warheads India holds. It's whether it can govern the space between secrecy and credibility without losing control of either. For the full analysis, visit globaloorder.live.